Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is September the 28th, 2024. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Let's see here. It's been another wet one. Raining all day, kind of a bummer. Kind of rained on my plans for the night, but that's all right. Gonna try to just keep it cozy at home. That's what it looks like, what it feels like. Excuse me. But I did have a productive day, productive morning, afternoon. Let's see. I did wake up a little bit later. It was so funny, right? Like when I first started working out and like my schedule had kind of got retweaked. I realized for about like maybe a week or so, I was actually sleeping a little bit better. Like I think just because I was staying up till like about 12, even a little bit later, and then staying down like the whole time and sleeping. That was nice. And then like it just like a spell, it just broke, and then I'm just right back to waking up in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock again. I'm like, ugh, this sucks. But we move. It is what it is. Let's see here. But yeah, I got up, middle of the morning around 10ish, and went ahead and got into some laundry. Then I went to Dunkin' Donuts and I got bagels. I got an everything bagel with strawberry cream cheese and a plain bagel with plain cream cheese, and then a large coffee, and it was really good. It was nice little car meal for your boy. But yeah, I got through laundry. Then I went and I worked out, which was good. I will say, like, I'm having this issue where, like, I can tell I'm like, ooh, you should, like, maybe not go so hard today, or maybe have a rest day. And I'm like, yeah, I just want to go. I'll go, but I won't go as hard. And then I go and I just push myself the same way. And I mean, I kind of like that I'm in that mood, that state of mind, but I also realize, like, I really got to take care of myself, and I don't want to like hurt anything or, overexert myself or what have you. So, trying to find that balance has been kind of interesting, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. I got to get head of my shoulders, I think. But yeah, so that's been the day. Oh, food corner. What do we eat? Sadly, not pizza, and it looks like we're finally like breaking the streak. I don't know, oh, it's a shame, but it is what it is. I did have a good meal though last night. I made Korean fried chicken. I'd realized it had been a little bit since I had made it, so I was like, all right, good. So I had that with the white rice, spicy. Let's see here. I had 2 egg rolls, and then I also had some crab rangoons. So, that was a nice little treat, nice little twist on it. I usually don't get the crab rangoons. But yeah, all came together. It was very yummy. Gobbled it up. Let's see. Oh, also last minute, I hated that I did this, but like I was like halfway through it, and I had realized I'm like, oh, I have lettuce. And so I like ran to my kitchen, and then I just like put some lettuce in and then finished off the rest of it. So, but yeah, it all came together. It was a good meal. All right, so we're all caught up on my blogging. I actually wanted to do a taste test, actually, a little bit of a rare little ASMR-y kind of taste test. I found these when I was at Walgreens. I was looking for a lock because I wanted to just like, I figured that if I bought the lock at Planet Fitness for the lockers, because I realized I needed them, it was a whole little stinky issue with my shorts. So I needed to be like, okay, I need to have designated shorts to wear to the gym now. So that means I have to change to the gym, which requires me to have a lock. Long story, trying to make sure here. Anyway, couldn't find a lock at Walgreens. How to get it at Planet Fitness. But while I was at Walgreens, I gave in and I was like, you know what? I haven't had sour candy in a while. I'm gonna take a little treat. So I got these sour Skittle gummies. Now y'all know I'm a sour candy fanatic. That's my thing. I fiend for that. I'm a sour Skittles head. I love them. That's my favorite Skittles. So I always wondered if they made a gummy, if I would like it, if I would fuck with it. So we're about to find out as of this recording if I like this shit. So let's see. I already kind of pre-opened it so I wouldn't have an issue. All right, getting a little cluster here. I will say it smells really good. It smells like a Skittle, which I like. Okay, get closer to the mic. They're good. I'm down. I'm so happy they're good. Because with gummies, you never know. At least with a new gummy, it's hitting the sour notes. It's good. It's good. All right. I'm going to have one little handful and then we'll do our startup and then we'll get into it. Bear with me. Oh, man. Okay. I'm putting these away. Oh, man. That might replace Sour Patch Kids on my sour gummy list, but I gotta meditate on this. I gotta ruminate on it. Okay, all right. I'm happy about that. I mean, that pleases me. Okie dokie. Okay. Crazy that we're about to go from a little candy tasting into like some hard hitting ass fucking news. But hey, that is just the vibe on the newsstand. Okay, that's just how we roll. The Associated Press, Hezbollah confirms its leader Hassan Nasrallah was killed in an Israeli airstrike. So it looks like they actually got their man on this one. This wasn't a Sinwar situation where, it's like, yeah, I hear you coming for me, but I don't see the shit. No, they got their man on this one. Lebanon, I'm coming in hot. Lebanon's Hezbollah group confirmed on Saturday that its leader and one of its founding members, Hassan Nasrallah, was killed in an Israeli airstrike in a southern suburb of Beirut. The killing of the powerful militant group's longtime leader sent shockwaves throughout Lebanon and the Middle East, where he has been a dominant political and military figure for more than 3 decades. Nasrallah, linked by Israel to numerous deadly attacks on Israeli and Jewish targets, has been on Israel's kill list for decades. His assassination is by far the biggest and most consequential of Israel's targeted killings in years, and significantly escalates the war in the Middle East. Israeli military said it carried out a precise airstrike on Friday, while Hezbollah leaders were meeting at their headquarters in Daiya, south of Beirut. Also, it's worth noting that this death toll is now over 1,000, which to me, it just seems like that was so, like, this was about a week of time since it's between the pagers, the walkie-talkies, and the airstrikes that they've killed this many people. And, I mean, yes, I've said this before. They are doing the thing where it's like, hey, we are getting a kill count of, like, these top commanders. Because I think they tried to say that they got at least, like, 6 other commanders, another guy as well. And essentially saying, like, yeah, we got top commanders here. Like, and not to mention, we didn't just get a random terrorist. We got the terrorist. Like, that was, like, some words from Bibi, Benjamin Netanyahu. So, I mean, they're really touting this as a big victory. But they also realize, too, that in doing this, they are setting up the next stage in which now there is going to be a massive retaliation. At least a potential massive retaliation. So, I mean, they're limiting groups in Israel right now, like to under 1,000 and something to that effect in terms of number, because of the fact that it's like, yeah, like in some way, shape, or form, Hezbollah or some, Iranian like affiliate group or something is going to try to mount something. But either way, that really doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is nothing has changed in this conversation, which is, obviously something that I'm very frustrated and upset about, because you've killed so many people just to, quote unquote, get your man, or get, once again, these top brass people in Hezbollah, okay, cool, whatever. But like, you didn't change the outcomes. Like, you haven't affected anything, really. They're going to replace Hassan Nasrallah. Like, they will. You know that. You didn't cut the head off the snake and now the snake is dead. It's not that. It's much more of a Hydra situation. You've inspired more people in this campaign of killing to join Hezbollah in efforts to stop you and to get rid of Israel. Which, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm not fucking sitting here trying to say, oh, that's Israel. No, but at the end of the day, these are cause and effect things. This is fucking blowback 101 shit, dude. And they know that. They don't care, though. Yet again, the specter of an Israeli, IDF invasion in Lebanon is still a thing. Because once again, like I said, the airstrikes just still continued by both sides. They're still just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But yeah, I know initially that they... there wasn't a confirmation, and then even up to Iran had even said we don't, we're saying nothing, we're saying no, it's not him, he's not dead. And then the next day, today, I was hearing listening and coverage about okay, yeah, no, it was him. They also apparently have moved the supreme leader in Iran. I know I don't have his name handy, but I know he is kind of been moved into hiding or whatever something like that to that effect. So. Shit is definitely ratcheting up, but once again, it doesn't, we're not moving anything back, and that's very frustrating. Also, I heard a quote that BB referred to October 7th as a curse of October 7th, which I'm this is so fucking weird. And it's very scary and unsettling because we are moving closer to that year anniversary of October 7th. So I don't know what's going to happen from either side and what's going to happen in this conflict. It's very scary. It's very upsetting. But we will be here to cover it. I know I just kind of went into riff mode here, but I know we're kind of doing back-to-back coverage, and I try not to do that too often. But it's unfortunately this year it's a lot of that in the Middle East. It's a lot going on. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next beat from CNN. SpaceX launches mission that aims to return long-delayed Starliner astronauts. So yet again, another, hey, look, I know I talk shit about Elon Musk, but here's the balance, right? I'm big up in, SpaceX. I fuck with that shit. I will say, I don't know why I'm like this, but when I first glanced at the SpaceX rocket in this situation, I think it's the Falcon 9, or at least that's the launcher of this Crew Dragon situation thingy, but it just looks like a big vape pen. I don't I don't know. It just looks like a vape pen to me, man. But it's cool and it's working. It's seemingly no problems. I know they had some delays or what have you, but it's important to mention that this is going to be the ferry that's going to bring back Butch and what is it? Butch and Sonny Williams. I'm getting the names right. But yeah, so it's a big deal that this is going off, and hopefully it continues to go off without a hitch. A SpaceX mission due to unite the Boeing Starliner astronauts with the spacecraft that will bring them home has taken flight. NASA's, I think I got the names right. Okay, NASA's Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore, there you go, have been on the International Space Station more than 100 days longer than expected. So like I mentioned in a previous episode, I believe that they are still going to be up there till around February. But this is going to be the crew that's going to take them home. And they had to winnow down their crew to make this a thing, which we've also mentioned. So they're going to have extra seats so that everyone can kind of make it back home. Which therein lies a snag, because then that means people who were definitely planning on being a part of this is a whole fucking, big to-do. Now they have to give up their seat. And this is and I'm curious because I don't know this, but it almost seems are they going to lose a whole opportunity to ever go into space, or is it going to be harder? They're going to have to I don't know the details on that, but definitely, obviously it's for the greater good. Apparently Hurricane Helene was affected a bit of the launching, so they had to kind of delay. But once again, like I said, they were able to get up in the air, and it seems that things went off without a hitch. So that's good. Let's see. Let me read a little further. At liftoff, Haig and Gorbanov were strapped inside the SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft named Freedom. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the name. As it sat atop a Falcon 9 rocket. The launch vehicle roared to life, powering on 9 massive engines that sit at its base to thrust the 1.2 million pound rocket system into the air. After about 2.5 minutes, the first stage of the Falcon 9 rocket quit firing and broke away from the rocket's second stage. The second stage then ignited its own engine and continued to propel the Crew Dragon capsule to more than 17,000 miles per hour, or 22 times the speed of sound. Super fast. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll ahead here. They talk about the whole Boeing Starliner situation. Starliner. Sorry, I always have to do that. Let me see here. Yeah, they talk a little bit about the other guys. I'll read this from the quote. Handing the helm to Haig is the most heartbreaking and an honor. It's both heartbreaking and an honor. I'm sorry. Nick and Alex are truly an excellent team, and they will be ready to step up, Carbon said in a post on social platform X, formerly Twitter, after the announcement. Carbon is one of the people who had to give up his commander duties to make it so that there was room on the ship for Butch and Sunny. Let's see here. Is there anything else I really want? No, okay, that's more or less it there. So, like I said, I'll be here to keep you posted on, the status, or if any hiccups happen or anything like that, or if they wind up coming home earlier. I think it'd be really sweet if they came home, before the end of the year. But, from what I've learned previously, that it was not going to be until sometime early next year, like in February, something like that. But yeah, let's move on. Let's actually hit back to land. Let's actually go to Texas. A little bit of Tejas news, a little bit of scandal from the Associated Press. Texas official indicted, accused of making fake social media posts during election. I'm sorry. Excusez-moi. The top elected official in a county in suburban Houston was indicted on Thursday over allegations he created fake and racist social media posts when he ran for re-election in 2022. A grand jury indicted Fort Bend County Judge K.P. George on a misdemeanor charge of misrepresentation of identity of a candidate. The indictment alleges that on September 26, 2022, he posed as a Facebook user named Antonio Scallywag. And I want to spell out how the last name is. It's SCALYWAG. So it just screams fake as fuck. Like come on, dog. You couldn't come up with like just a normal sounding last name. At least would have been something there. But yeah, in a campaign communication posted on George's Facebook page with intent to injure a candidate or influence the result of an election. The indictment did not specify the election that was allegedly influenced or the candidate that was injured. But at the time, George, a Democrat, was running for re-election against against Trevor Nils, who is the twin brother of Texas Congressman Troy Nels. I don't know or care who that is. A county judge serves as the chief executive officer of a county in Texas. George was indicted after authorities accused him in a September 17th search warrant of working with his former chief of staff, Taral Patel, to use the Antonio Scallywag alias to post racist social media posts targeting George in order to garner sympathy for the county judge. After the search warrant was issued, George's cell phones and computer were seized. George, who was born in India and later became a U.S. citizen, is the first person of color to serve as county judge in Fort Bend, a diverse county located southwest of Houston. It has been one of the fastest growing counties in the U.S. in recent years. He was first elected as county judge in 2018. Patel, who is running for a county commissioner position in the November 5th election, was indicted earlier this month on 4 charges of online impersonation and 4 charges of misrepresentation of identity. Authorities allege Patel also used the Antonio Scallywag alias to make racist posts to help him in his own race for county commissioner. It's just so strange. Like, it's very cringe to do this. It's very upsetting because it's like, hey, you're fabricating a whole racial moment here that's very offensive and it's very upsetting to see, and it's you who's making it up. Like, you're trying to like oppress yourself and literally victimize yourself. It's very, very just dumb and gross to do. So I'm glad that this person got caught, and a misdemeanor isn't much. It's going to be like more or less a slap in the wrist, but obviously that's not what you want to see in your fucking campaign, dude. Like, it's just, that's very Eric Adams of him to try to, like, I don't know, pull a fucking scammer move like that. I don't know, man. Also, I just have to reiterate that might have been the highlight, was the Eric Adams indictment to me. I'm just kind of reminiscing here of how the week's kind of gone. Like, I didn't expect that to come so early, and they're like, nah, we got a lot on this guy. So it's been interesting listening to just a lot of podcasts, like, kind of do the deep dive on what's been going on, and just like, oh my God, it's just so funny. This guy thought he was like the heir apparent when he won mayor. Like, I was destined by God to do this. It's like, brother, okay, all right, bro. And now he's just, just a sideline guy trying to just stay alive here, trying to not go to jail. So yeah, I'll definitely keep you covered on all the corruption I find. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our last beat. It's a pretty light, good news story, if you will. But I will say I found it coming out of the most random, not random, but the very unexpected news outlet, to say the least. But yeah, let me go ahead and take my last break, and we will close it out. All right, just a quick blurb from the Associated Press. I'm just going to read it out here. A woman stuck in her car surrounded by floodwaters was rescued by a Fox weather meteorologist in Atlanta who was covering Hurricane Helene's impact. A TV reporter in Atlanta interrupted his live shot about Hurricane Helene Friday to rescue a woman from a vehicle stranded by rising floodwaters. So I saw that story last night, and I was like, damn, okay, a little bit of a win from the Fox, media core, situation. Just speaking of this kind of listening, I know that Rupert Murdoch is going through a whole Succession-style fucking situation in Nevada, trying to, like, get this whole trust for his, like, kids, at least 4 of his 6 kids. Essentially, he wants one of them to kind of continue to have power, and the other ones were like, nah, dude, fuck that shit. We want our cut. We want our, say, our ruling power. We're not giving that up. But essentially, he's trying to go to Nevada, where he has this whole thing set up, and he's like saying, hey, I think that they're going to try to change the direction of Fox News from where we have it. And if they were to do that, that would compromise the money, which is bad for the trust. So therefore, you should allow me to change what I said was irrevocable and make it so that my son just keeps the power. My Lachlan son. I'm not going to go through the rest of them. I don't remember all their names. But whatever. So, a little bit of that, a little bit of side news on some side news to close us out for the day. Let's see here. If you'd like to help out, support the effort, I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/IsaiahNews. Become a newsie today. Let's see here. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. Hit me up if you want to join the Discord. I can send you a link for that. Let's see here. Hopefully you subscribe to the YouTube. Really helps out a lot. Hit that like button. Leave a cool comment. Really helps. Excuse me. I'm burping. I'm burping up gummies. Man, I'm going to definitely hit that after this. But yeah, hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.